It was so huge that even the Nigerian community in the papers, they said that my character was like a young Martin Luther King.
Yes. You were a regular cast member on a show for over 422 episodes.
Yes.
I said what? 422 episodes of a TV show, which was known as
Fair City.
Fair City, and that shot in Ireland.
Yep.
Okay, and what was the story behind that show, and how did you get that role?
So this is a funny story because I'm going to start a little bit earlier. So when I was in drama school, we had our showcase, and I wanted to do an Irish play. And one of my teachers was like, well, there's no black Irish people, so you can't do an Irish play. I was like, well, okay then. And a good friend of mine was a boxer. He was Irish, and he was mixed race.
Okay.
In London, you just call them black. So if you're mixed race, somehow we take ownership and just you're black.
That's funny, yeah.
And so to me, I was like, well, I have a friend who's Irish, and he's mixed race. They were like, there's no black people in Ireland. Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay. So then when I graduated and had an agent, my first film audition was Children of Men.
Okay.
I was offered it. Contract did not come because they did a rewrite where they took all the younger characters out, the gangs that was supposed to be out. So I was like, oh, okay. So I booked it and didn't book it. Yep. Cool. 2 weeks later, my agent sent me this, the notice for Fair City, and said, hey, they're looking to cast someone ASAP. We need you to make a tape and send over the casting like immediately. So I went to the studio and like re-recorded the scene. They had already cast the role. So I sent off the video, and then 3 days later, they were like, we want you to play the character of Joshua, and we need you to fly here in 2 days. And I was like, wow. So I had to leave everything. And it was a 3-month contract initially. I was like, okay. And so I flew out to there, and then what was like 3 months became 4.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
4.5 years. And were you guys filming every week?
So yeah, you get times off. So you might do, let's say,
hiatus.
21 weeks or 7 weeks, and then hiatus. But they film all year round. And so it's 4 episodes a week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You shoot 5 days. The first 3 days is in the studio. The Thursday and Friday is external locations. Saturday would be the following week rehearsal because you get the script in advance. Sunday, you'd have the day off. And then you start again on Monday.
Crazy.
You can start it, obviously, as early as 5 a.m. all the way till nighttime. But they did it so well that they get all your scenes in the right kind of time slot.
Yeah, when you're an actor, it's different. When you're a stunt person, you're there all day. When you're an actor, it's totally different, man. That's so crazy, man. So literally, just a single job turned into 4.5 years of shooting, which is crazy. And what was how do you pronounce the last name of your character?
Udenze.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Didn't want to butcher that. I know when to pick and choose my battles. No. That's crazy, man. And I know that one of the big things about it was like, even though you touched upon it even before about they're not really recognizing, people being of black descent in Ireland, I know that your character really touched on a lot of different topics that like spurned a lot of debate. Yeah. Like Connor, I think if you even pull up like the second Fair City post on there, there was stuff like back in the newspapers about like the controversial scenes.
How'd you
and
get
things
this?
Like that. We deep dive. Click the next one, Connor. It's a news article, not the clip. Do the press one. But yeah, at that time, you guys were touching on a lot of hot topics, right? They were literally causing people to be concerned about it and stuff like that, right?
What's funny, there's a night when I actually got there, the perception of my coach said that, there's no black people in Ireland was nonsense, because as soon as I get there, there's like a major Nigerian population in a very specific area, but there's a lot of African Americans in that place.
Okay. And so like this is one that we're looking at right now, which is you kissing a Caucasian girl. Yeah. And it sparked a huge controversy, right? The headline even says what? Neo-Nazis spark hate-filled email campaign over... That's wild.
So one of the storylines is that there's a couple of, straight up, they're like Nazis. Yeah. And so they just didn't like me. They said, go back to your country and that stuff. There was a scene where... they put a knife to my throat and urinate on me. Wow. And this was like a Romeo and Juliet kind of like a whole theme going on, but they touched based on a lot of stuff. Usually characters have like one kind of theme running through until it runs
you
out.
serve one purpose.
Yeah. We had multiple. I had it obviously the Romeo and Juliet, the racism happening, single parent with my dad, and then suddenly my dad's marrying a much younger lady closer to my age.
Yes.
You know, so there's that feud going on there and stuff, and then she brings her daughter in the show and stuff, and it was just a lot for the characters, so many things happening, and then breaking out the cycle of where they'll think a black male has to cheat, so they didn't want to go down that route.
Wow.
They almost did, but it's because the relationship was a bit off with the character Louisa that I was with. But still, they said, no, we really want to honor a nice gentleman, someone who doesn't get into that same ideology pattern. And so we didn't go down that route, which was great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, kind of like stay away from stereotypes, or like don't like continue to progress them, I guess.
Yeah, it was so huge that even the Nigerian community in the papers, they said that my character was like a young Martin Luther King.
Yes, I did see that. Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean...